to this and you get 29, you know? Okay, cool. But yeah, I guess we're 7 minutes into the governance meeting. Who leads these bad boys? Is it you, Forrest?
Hey, I am leading today, and it's the community call, not the governance meeting. Hello, everyone. I tried to take some notes of what I gathered from the dev call so that we've got mostly reflective updates on our community call. I posted a link to the Notion agenda in the scheduling channel on Discord, and I will dig into that now. I am working from a different device than I typically do as I'm traveling, so I don't know that I'll be able to share my screen in Notion. If anyone else is able to maybe share the Notion agenda so that we can have that up on the screen while we're running through it, that would be awesome. To get started, let's do our check-in. Today we'll do updates and praise. So updates, anything that you need on the agenda or something important you need. And then praise, when it's your turn, you can popcorn praise someone that you'd like to acknowledge from the past week or the present moment. And then pick a fellow friend to pass the mic to when you are done. Who would like to get started?
I can go first, I guess. I'll give up trying to find the Notion notes and hope someone else does that. So yeah, it's been a great week this week. We have successfully got the hot fix, the fast track. This is urgent. Get it on the live website ASAP. Tickets done, tested, signed off, and ready to go live as soon as is reasonable. So probably in the next day, basically. And that's kind of like gives us a version of the website of the DApp whereby we are not embarrassed to send it around. And in the meantime, we have 1 week later another sprint coming. That's going to be exciting also. And generally speaking, yeah, praise to everybody, honestly. Like praise to Matteo for continuing to just pop stuff out all the time. Praise to Kai, who's not here, for always being there and getting shit done. Praise to Mitch for making me realize the mistakes I've made and things I need to be better at. And praise to, yeah, all of you, I guess. And I pass it to Ashley.
Hi. We're just starting out with praise. I don't really have a whole lot of updates. More so, I mean, I already said it in the dev call, but about like reaching out to some of the past projects, I went ahead and reached out to, I think about like 20 or 25. So we'll see if we start seeing some projects pop up on Giveth and see if we have any correspondence. And then I feel like everybody is doing such a great job. I feel like I have to pick favorites when I do praise. I don't know. I feel we're fine. I can feel the clarity coming. Like I know that there's been a lot of roadblocks and stuff, or I guess hurdles anyways. And like I can feel that we're becoming more coherent with all of our images of what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're trying to spread. So praise to everybody for coming together. And I'll pass it to Mitch.
Oh man, pressure's on. Okay, well, this week I'm really happy that we're able to get some more clarity on what Giveth.io is going to be. So that was really cool. This week I was just working on testing on Giveth docs and taking in all these suggestions people made on the marketing content that I made. That was it. So big praise to Griff for constantly reviewing my stuff, and Lauren as well for giving me lots of really, really great feedback on the stuff that I'm trying to write about. It's really, really complicated, so I appreciate all the feedback. And I will pass it to Matteo.
Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Just as James was saying, really productive week. Did some advanced work on the donation flow. that you can already check out on staging. That's it. It really coming from a productive meeting with the dev. My praise this time is for everyone as well, because the marketing team, the dev team, and the token engineering team, let's say, it's rocking it. I love that everyone is so active recently and doing their best for the launch. So yeah, praise to everyone. I'll pass it to Willie.
Thanks, Mateo. Oh man, I want to just second all of these praises. It's so good, so awesome to see all this progress. I can give some specific praise to the awesome stuff I've seen. Praise to Ashley for reaching out to all of those different projects. Praise to Lauren for working with Calvin on the Giveth launch video. If you guys haven't seen that yet, maybe we can watch it at some point. At least post it in the Discord. It's so awesome. I was really excited to see that. Praise to James and the dev team for a great sprint, very organized sprint. Also, just I want to give a special shout out to James for he's been also kind of playing a lot of the product management role recently and pushing everyone to get alignment on these features, and it's just been so awesome and so needed. So special shout out to James for that. Special shout out to Forrest. Forrest did such a great job this past week getting all the with the token engineering stuff. I'm sure she did a lot, but I specifically got to see the work she put into getting the notes ready and the sprint docs ready, and keeping Griff and I on track with the hackathon stuff we needed to do. Praise to James, my cousin, who created a project on Giveth for the Pan Permaculture Action Network and has some feedback for us on things we can improve. I could probably keep going on, but I'm taking up too much time. So mad praise to everybody. Just so awesome to see the community coming together on all fronts, getting ready for this launch. Makes me very bullish on Giveth. I'll pass it to Amin.
Hi everyone, happy to see you again in the Sunday meeting. Very interesting. I want to praise Giveth team. They are working hard to pushing through and making the application live. And I'm not so involved in the procedure, but it's amazing. I want to praise Willie for his following the Azure staff and getting a non-profit account for that awesome cloud infrastructure. So we will migrate in future. Thank you, Willie. I want to praise my team in QS1. They are working hard to make the application better than it was before. We have great change, huge change in these 2 weeks. We have implemented new role management. We have improved some functionality about more better user experience. We have improved the front end hugely. We have changed about 15K lines of code, and we have deployed that today. If you drop in, you may notice some performance, or you may not. I don't know. It depends on your connection. And I praise Griff for his for helping us and for all his contribution to the project, all US1 and US2, and testing team, Lauren, Ashley, Hadi, for testing US1 application. Yeah, that's it. I pass it to Kai is here. No, Griff, I pass it to you.
Awesome. Yeah. I want to second the Giveth One praise. You know, a lot of people don't get to see all the work that's going on Giveth One, but Mohammed, Cherik, and Amin are one mean dev team, and they're just so much Giveth Trace work is getting done every sprint. It's kind of blowing my mind. And I want to give a special shout out to Hadi and Ashley that are doing so much amazing work on the notifications. And also, of course, I already wrote a lot of this down on the Notion. So just above you. You can just use that. Also, Mateo, James, and Kai, like Giveth.io is so smooth. I showed it to somebody who doesn't know anything about crypto, and when they did the Google login and all this stuff, they're like, "Oh my god, I could just start accepting crypto right now." Their minds were blown. They still had to write out the thing, so they didn't finish the application because they wanted to write out their like sailboat plan, but super cool. I also want to dish a lot of praise to Ashley for reaching out to 25 people. I don't think we realize how much work it is to actually do that. So thank you, Ashley. That's huge. Also, all the work that's going on in the airdrops, Willie, Forrest, Mitch, and I don't know, I think Danny, other people who are contributing to that work. It's a lot. So major praise. And also Mitch for all the content that you've been rolling out. It's super cool. And of course, everyone who was involved at all in that video, holy oh my God, that video is so amazing. I feel like it's really like capturing a new voice for Giveth that I really think is cool. So whoever was part of that, like, wow, major praise. And with that, I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hey y'all. So updates for this week. I was working on doing just stuff for marketing. I was facilitating the marketing call on Friday, so then I just sort of like went through everybody's stuff and started adding comments and yeah, and then I was like watching tutorials on how to make Medium posts look better and cool, and then so it's like all my stuff is like ready and queued up. So like when we launch, like my blog post and the video embedded will be in there, and I'm trying to get access to the YouTube so I can help with the live streams, and then also be able to post that video on there. For Giveth 1, Ashley and I have been working on writing all of these emails that go to everybody every time they do anything. So we were doing that. So for praise, yeah, I would like to praise Ashley for helping, working with me doing this like grueling email task thing for Giveth 1 because she makes it fun and cool. I'd like to praise Mitch for diving into all the technical content writing and also for asking a lot of like interesting, important questions. Praise to our Giveth 2 devs for making such a smooth and streamlined experience, and also for all this work that was happening, especially with James and Willie this last week, like trying to figure out how we can onboard Fiat and doing all of this research and all of this conversation around that. Yeah, and I'd like to also praise Griff for always showing up with like full presence and being able to juggle a million different things and contribute a ton. Yeah, and praise for everybody. I don't know, those are all the praises off the top of my head, but praise for everybody for making the team such a pleasure to be a part of. And yeah, I love you all. And I'll pass it to Tom.
Hey. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm out and about on my phone. This past week's been good. Did some stuff with marketing. Praise the Lauren for facilitating the call while Forrest was moving around. Thanks for updating some of the GitHub and assigning so I could keep on track. And I guess I would say praise to James and Kai for Kai for getting the praise bot and introducing that on, and James for doing all the PM stuff that you've been doing to really kind of help set a good workflow and tone. And yeah, and I'm excited to do some more marketing things, maybe get us on a meta game call, well, not call, but podcast at some point. Griff, if you're interested again. They won't be able to do it for our launch here on the 1st because they have MetaFest coming up, but maybe soon after that. And we got the go-ahead to throw some of our logos around CryptoVoxel. If we're allowed to put up Giveth.io, I can like graffiti about 35 different parcels in CryptoVoxel. And yeah, it's exciting. I will pass it to, just have a bunch of letters, so Forrest.
Thank you. Just had to go off mute. Yeah, some updates. getting, we're well into our second sprint with the Giveth token engineering stuff, so that's cool. Loving, helping to organize marketing and talking about our persona and personality. Some cool discussions came out of that after seeing the hype video for launch, which was super cool. Really like structuring what the voice and personality and branding of Giveth is now, especially with this new launch. It's been really neat to review and help strategize around our content pre, at, and post launch to kind of keep the momentum consistently going. So some praise. Big thank you to Lauren for facilitating the marketing call on Friday while I was traveling. So appreciate you, and just in general appreciate being a part of such a supportive and collaborative team where people are willing to take on different hats and help one another. It really feels great. Big props to Mitch. And really appreciating when we have these marketing calls. I feel that he's coming with a lot of curious questions and new ideas that stimulate discussions of how we can think more critically and how we can expand on what we're doing. Props to August for outlining a cool social impact campaign that we can spread around social media and get other people involved and sharing about social good they're doing in the world. And props to Magenta for her enthusiasm and her support with marketing and distribution, and also always coming with fresh ideas and expertise for helping to guide. And just in general, gratitude for the whole team and for everyone's participation and focused attention. Okay, has anyone not yet shared that would like to share? Alrighty, so we'll dive into the agenda. At the top here, I've just got this section for communications and project management. I had to drop early on the last governance call, and I noticed in Discord discussion around and a vote in Aragon around shifting the Giveth update calls to 40 minutes. And I'm just wanted to check in if that's been confirmed, and if that just applies to community and governance calls, or if that also applies to dev and marketing calls.
I saw that proposal too, just when I was putting another proposal into the DAO earlier. So that proposal didn't pass. It only had one. It didn't get rejected. It just had one person vote for it. Was there a conversation around that proposal? When did anyone who posted that proposal? And I guess
it was Marco.
Cool. And did he post? Was it posted in one of the Discord channels or something, or was it talked about on one of the?
I think
calls?
it was. I don't know if it was general or scheduling, but there was a post in Discord about it, and it got some thumbs up. Okay.
Well, if we want to, we could try it again. And basically, just we should post anytime we do a proposal in the DAO. We have this DAO channel. Anyone's welcome to come create a proposal. You don't have to be our Give holder to make a proposal. But you should post if right now there's not a notification. So I didn't even know that proposal was in there. We have the DAO group that Kai created, so you can do @DAO, and that will notify everybody who can actually vote on the proposal. So this time it didn't pass just because I think a lot of people didn't know about it. But if we want to try it again, we can post. Yeah. We can redo that proposal and tag everybody.
Okay, perfect. And when we are putting in a new proposal, I just would like to clarify if this is an across the board thing, or if this is just for update calls, which I would assume applies to community and maybe governance calls. It seems like the dev calls are taking the full amount of time and often going over a little bit. So I think it would be challenging for that to become 40 minutes. And obviously when we're doing hack sessions and stuff, that needs to be longer. But mostly I just want to know if I need to update the calendar invites and then just what do we want to cut out? I think the check-ins probably would need to be substantially shortened since those are taking up like 15, 20 minutes, it seems. Okay, awesome.
Speaking of, I wanted to do a check-in, being sensitive of time though. If that's okay.
Is this August?
This is James, Willie's cousin.
Oh, hey.
With the Permaculture Action Network. So my only update really is putting Permaculture Action Network on Giveth, and that was a fairly quick and easy process, and want to give more feedback on that later. And then praise. I think praise can end up taking up a lot of space and difficult to do like week after week. But I do want to just praise Giveth as a whole, like for creating an easy way for mutual aid groups and organizations to receive crypto donations. And I don't think a lot of organizations see like how valuable this is right now. But you know, I think it's gonna gain a lot of momentum, and a lot of people are gonna be interested, and also realizing like the reaching out to organizations process is also kind of difficult. So I want to you know, praise the people that are doing that, which I think is Ashley and the Costa Rica team reaching out to organizations to add on to Giveth, and you know, like getting them on board for being added to Giveth. And then other than that, just the Common Stack, I was like reading some of the projects. The Common Stack sounds really cool, and I'm into, you know, common spaces, and it's just fascinating how there isn't any common spaces anymore, it feels like. So and things of that sort. So that's it for me.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yeah, I put some notes under the check-in with what you shared. Really cool feedback, and thanks for adding your project. The Permaculture Action Network is awesome. Okay, cool. So we got through communication, project management. So skipping down to the Giveth Reputation DAO, are there any updates or any key highlights from the past week that someone would like to share on this section?
I got one update. Just published a proposal for the January budget allocations. So tagged everyone in the DAO channel. That is ready to be voted on. I tagged everybody too that is getting an allocation. So now is the time to, even if you're not an RGIF holder, to post your objections. You can ping any of the you can ping me or any of the RGIF holders, or post it in that Discord channel, whatever you prefer. And yeah, please, if I missed anybody, or if anything's wrong, counting on you guys to help us, and the whole community to help us make sure we're getting that right. That is the only update I see for the RGIF DAO for this past week.
Okay.
I'll post the link in the notes.
Really to post the link in notes. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. So then scrolling down to our Give token economy. The big updates are we have started last Wednesday our second sprint. Our GitHub issues have been prioritized and organized in the planning board under the Sprint 2 milestone. Edu is working to complete vesting and liquidity mining over the past few days as we kicked off the second sprint. He's also created some UI mockups, which he's testing with users, and we're branding those for Giveth. And the team has been hacking to complete the airdrop list and parameters. One question, as I've been traveling, I don't have the latest answer on this, Griff or Willie. Were we able to hire a smart contract dev this past week?
Unfortunately, no. So yeah, I guess quick update for the group. The token staking, we're looking for a smart contract dev to take on the Give token staking for project curation feature. Because we weren't able to find a smart contract dev, we instead basically have deferred that from MVP, and instead have a plan for how we can launch Give token and enable donors to earn Give tokens when they donate without this staking contract. So so the bad news is we didn't find a smart contract. We won't have that functionality in MVP. The good news is we're no longer considering it a blocker or requirement for MVP. So it shouldn't. If anything, it might even speed up the timeline to launch.
Awesome.
I was sorry to cut in, but I was looking at the Twitter about that job position and whatnot, and reaching out to some friends that I knew, and curious about like what etiquette is around adding people to Discord that want to learn more or that are interested in these type of positions.
Yeah, please invite them to the Discord. And then, I mean, good etiquette would be to, like, I guess maybe introduce them, and if you know why they're going, if they're looking for help, that could help. But yeah, like, always feel free to grab an invite link and invite good people to the community.
Thank you, Willie, and thank you, James. So yeah, our next steps are just continuing hacking away on these things. Our second sprint that we are in started last Wednesday. We'll have a check-in this Wednesday, and then we'll wrap up the following Monday, March 1st. Does anyone have any questions or other updates they'd like to share around the Give token?
Just a quick check. Willie, do we have a place where we're making the MVP like spec for the Give rewards, give backs? We hacked on it as an idea thing, but we didn't. Were you taking notes somewhere or anything?
Yeah, we do have notes somewhere. I'm trying to remember where those notes are. I think Forrest actually has the doc.
I'll take a look in Google Drive. I could have sworn there was, isn't there one in Notion, and that's what we use to create all of those GitHub issues, Griff?
Yeah, but then Willie and I started talking about a stopgap solution to avoid the smart contract requirement.
Okay.
So we have it in Google Docs, and then I copied those over into a Notion doc. So I'll post the link to it right now if you want to take a look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
You bet. Here it is. Nice. Just posted it right below where Forrest is typing right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. Any other questions or updates on the Give token? Perfecto. Okay, so under the DApp updates, issues, and requests, first we've got Giveth Trace. Just a couple of questions. Have we decided when we're moving from Trace to Giveth.io?
There's definitely not going to be a time. It's going to be when we are proud to call it not beta. It's still we still need to just have like success for a while, for like a month or something, where there isn't like, oh, I didn't get paid, or like some sort of critical donation flow error. That's and making it way easier to create milestones. Once those two things have happened, then we'll do it. But there's no timeline. Earliest would be maybe 3 weeks from now, but probably more like 5 to 6 weeks from now. For now, it's still beta.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. And And from our last call, I understand that front-end devs onboarding is necessary, and we talked about like doing a design update with the new front-end dev. Just curious if that has gotten started and is in progress, or that's still around the corner.
Sorry, I was disconnected. Yeah, I have talked with the new frontend. He has not joined yet, but he will do maybe next week. About other updates, actually we have implemented new role management. Danny and Kai and other admins, anyone who is admin can make anyone project manager or deck owner or reviewer just in the application. And it's we are working on implementing a Slack and making uniqueness of milestone in every campaign, and they are on a deploy. Actually, it's not yet ready because the backend it's not fully reliable. It's not stable yet. And as we've said, we are working on making the payments more traceable. Currently, when you hit the pay or collect or disperse, the money is burnt out in the Ringpay, but it's not in your wallet. So we are working on that to alert you whenever the money, real money, is in your wallet. So they are all draft. They should be implemented. They should be tested. And yeah, and we absolutely believe that the application is not ready for high load, and we should not. It's not ready to be published publicly because I guess there is some vulnerabilities, some issues that maybe occur because our backend was designed for an MVP. Maybe we need to fastly create a minimal another backend with new design and API to patch patch all the issues maybe occur, and maybe any attack or a data manipulation that is not reliable, is not. If I can introduce you some of those, for instance, you can go there and create any number of donations that you want and which they are not correctly mined in the data in the network, and our backend will be confused and will be filled with those not incorrect information, and we should anticipate those scenarios, and we should patch the backend for those misbehavior and malfunctionalities. So that's the reason that we say it's not ready for being released, but we are working hard on it. Today we have a huge deploy, and the others are coming in next days. Our new devs has designed the front and new page. Actually, I believe many pages should be redesigned. Profile page, profile managements, user management should be designed and to be implemented by me and new dev, by new experience and that we have from creating current application. Application is has many opportunities to be improved. There's lots of it's not optimized at all. I cannot say at all, but I'm improving day to day and say, oh, that's shit. We should improve that application. But front end is not a matter. We can publish it. But about the backend, I guess we need to put more work. Me and Mohammed is working very hard on it. He's great. But he's alone working on the back end. I help him in design, implementing. That's the reason we are not yet ready to work on it. But if you drop in, I hope you see some change, because I tried hard to
Awesome. I'm not sure if
Somebody's
you...
mic is on and scratching.
I heard Amin cut. It almost sounded like he cut before he finished. But if you were done, I just want to acknowledge you. Wow, sounds like you guys are working on quite a lot, and have been making a lot of updates and are still working through quite a few. Thanks for such a thorough status report. I'm excited to take a look and see these in real time, and yeah, totally understand the reasons for not being ready to be published publicly yet. In many ways, it sounds like it aligns anyway with like the new Giveth application deadlines, and needing more time for some of the other teams as well. So awesome, great update. Thanks, Amin. And now for Giveth, our new application that's being worked on. I was on the dev call before this, so I tried to take a couple of notes here, but just some quick questions, and then of course leaving room for other updates. The quiet launch user testing, how has that been going? I know last week there was this big edge case issue that we thought would be resolved in like a day or two. So has that been resolved, and what has been found with the rest of the user testing going on?
That issue has been resolved and will go live tomorrow. And as far as I know, testing has been great. There has been no real new bugs found or reported. Yeah. So yeah, as I said in the dev call, like the sort of fast track, we need to fix this urgently thing is done and going live, and we have another sprint going live in 1 week, which is the kind of our launch sprint, which we have decided on the dev call is aimed at the sort of crypto savvy community, shall we say? And yeah, that was agreed with marketing basically, and I mean that's our general status, I would say. So yes, that issue has been fixed. To answer your question.
Okay, beautiful. And how about on the last call we talked about potentially having identity verification maybe ready for this first launch? Is that something that we see being able to be done, or is there an update on that?
I don't believe so. No. I mean, this is, from what my understanding is of what that means, that's definitely something that will be coming later. At this point, we validate people's email address, and yeah, we take some details from them before we allow them to create a project. But we certainly have nothing resilient in place or plan to have anything in place soon, I would say.
Okay, good update. Thank you. And then I was listening around the fiat integration update on the dev call just before this call. Sounds like the team is still determining if this is imperative for the launch MVP and ease of use, or if it's okay to just bring this into a new edition. I think I was hearing, there's been a lot of research done on different tools for on-ramping and off-ramping, and at the end of the day, it's just like whichever one is the easiest. There were conversations around making sure we're launching on XDAI, as that is something that we created. Do you feel like there's any final kind of like hard answer or decision around this, or it's mostly just still in discussion and being worked on throughout the sprint, but we don't have a full answer yet?
So basically, go ahead.
Never mind, I was out of context. All you.
Yeah, I mean, I would summarize it briefly and say that we had fiat to fiat with Stripe, which was cancelled. We then tried to put a fiat on ramping in place, which was never going to be the best replacement anyway. And it's not going to satisfy what we want. So we have changed what this launch is about. And this launch that happens in 1 week's time is not aimed at anyone other than the crypto savvy, and therefore fiat in any of its forms is not essential to that launch. And the launch that is aimed at people outside of the crypto sphere will come in perhaps 3 weeks, and some kind of fiat payments option is vital for that launch. So that's kind of the conclusion we came to together, I believe.
Perfect. That was a really clear and thorough response. Thank you so much, James.
Welcome.
And that launch. Okay, beautiful. And then is there, I know you said you aligned with the marketing team. I was imagining that was on Friday when I was out. Do we have a anticipated launch date currently for this crypto savvy target?
Crypto Savvy is in 1 week on the 1st of March, I believe. Yes, 1st of March. Non-crypto savvy, so like extending our offering to those outside of the crypto sphere, it's kind of really blocked by any kind of guarantee of having a payment provider be able to provide a service to us. So any kind of date we put on that would be highly speculative. So I don't know. I mean, I can imagine it being 4 weeks. I would hope it's 3 weeks. Maybe it's 2 weeks, but it's just pie in the sky. We don't really know right now. So we need an assurance from someone that if we implement an integration with them, that they're not going to cancel us, basically. So it's a little bit out of our hands. So until then, I guess we just focus on improving, and we have no shortage of things to build, basically.
Okay, perfect. Any other updates that you'd like to share around the new Giveth application?
Matteo?
No, nothing
Not
from
from
my
my side. No. Big launch in 1 week. Yay. How exciting.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Kai, any ops updates you'd like to share?
Oh,
Nice.
sorry.
See music.
I was wondering when a good time for like user feedback is. Would that be now?
On the new Giveth platform?
Yeah.
Sure.
So oh yeah, so something that was really appreciated was that I was filling out you know, all of the information to create a project. And
Are you waiting for Kai?
Kai may not come anyway. I think it's his partner's birthday.
Yeah, I don't think he's here.
But James is giving an update, no?
Yeah.
Or feedback.
yeah, I don't know if my Wi-Fi was cutting in and out, but something that was really appreciated was that my Chrome shut down, and then when I reopened it, all of my information was saved. And I think a lot of people doing this work, and I just know I in the past have had to redo things when I lose them, you know, from things like that happening. So it was really cool that everything was saved and easy to go back and edit and stuff like that. And the one issue I had was I used a photo that wasn't formatted properly, I guess. So it gave me this picture that said, I saved it and sent it to Willie, but it said something went wrong while adding your project, failed to fetch. Please report this issue. And then as far as reporting the issue, I wasn't exactly sure how to do that, or there wasn't like a link for reporting the issue. So I just sent it to Willie.
Cool. I mean, if Willie can send that to me, or if you could send it to me, James, I can have a look at it. I think I know the error, but Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Oh yeah, and then the issue I was having with MetaMask initially, I think, is because I'm not signed into my MetaMask and having a hard time finding my phrase. So just kind of messed up with that. So I used Taurus, and that worked pretty flawlessly. And yeah, it was easy. So that was nice, pretty easy and quick and easy to go back and edit.
Nice. Thank you, James. We appreciate that.
That's so great. Thank you. I put this as I made some notes on the second bullet under Giveth under dApps. So we've captured that. Thank you so much. That was thorough and much appreciated. Kai's not here for ops updates, so no worries there. And then our final section is really around marketing strategy and updates for the Giveth 2 launch. So as always, we've got some links up at the top here for reference. You can access our marketing folder in the shared Giveth Google Drive. There's this living Q&A document that has questions the copywriters that arise from the copywriters as they're curating content. You can see our content calendar as well as the marketing epic under the Giveth planning board. So some updates, we've got our badass hype video for launch. Props to Lauren and Calvin and everyone that helped to work on the strategy and the narrative for that. Lauren, if you wouldn't mind dropping a link here where it says like link in all caps, just so that if anyone hasn't yet had a chance to check out that video, they can. Team has been working on lots of pre-launch, announce, and post-launch momentum content that's in various stages of completion and progress. But yeah, there's a lot of really amazing articles and engaging rich media. And we've got like a best practices doc for making sure that the way that these articles are written and organized is captivating and engaging, with like photos and subtitles and things. So yeah, that is looking great. We have a social media interactive campaign being developed and spearheaded by August. So big props for that. Something that's come out of our marketing meetings has been strategizing on rebranding and aligning on our Giveth voice and persona as we're writing articles and Twitter posts and coming up with, videos and different rich content like this. As you can see in the hype video, it's really like punchy and snappy and kind of rebellious and young, which is a little different from what we've done in the past. But I think it really fits certainly the personality of folks on the team and kind of our like core values. So that's been a cool ongoing conversation. And then also a lot of work being done around expanding and organizing our outreach contact lists. And of course, now in the process of actually reaching out for people to add projects, and then ultimately when we're launched to do donations and support those projects. So awesome work to the team. There's been, a lot of passion and creativity and diligence that's been going into all of that. Next steps are just for the team to continually fill in the content calendar with regular status updates of the things that each person is owning. And then we're meeting Tuesdays and Fridays to review that content calendar, as well as our GitHub issues. And sometimes we're aligning on strategy and doing brainstorms and things like that. Does anyone have any questions or other updates around marketing? Okay.
When is that video going to go out? Is it just going out with when we do the public release?
Yeah. So that's planned to be the article that Lauren wrote and is already saved into the marketing folder under like finished content ready to go. She wrote an article, and that's going to be embedded at the top of the article that we publish on Medium the day of the launch, like the morning of the launch.
Sweet. Can we also have it in the launch tweet so that people right on Twitter can see it playing?
Absolutely. On all the social media channels, for sure. It would be good to put it on Reddit as well.
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
Any other questions or marketing updates? Okay. Well, with 3 minutes left, I would just love to do a closing, which we never get to do. If we could just go around popcorn style, one word of how you're feeling in this present moment after this community call.
Pumped. I'll pass it to Mitch.
To me, that's 2 words. Excited. I'll pass it to Willie.
Hyped. I'll pass it to James.
Popcorn. I pass to Lauren.
I'm chilling. Pass it to Ashley.
Hungry. I'll pass it to the other James.
Ready. Pass it to Mitch.
Confused? I'll pass it to Amin.
I'm behind you too. Matthew.
I'm excited. I was eating, so I'll pass it to whoever hasn't come yet.
I think Tommy, maybe?
Lost. No, I'm feeling good. I'll pass it to, I guess, Willie.
Woo! Pumped. Yep. I'll pass it to Forrest.
Oh, we did.
I am feeling focused.
I should have said deja vu. Yeah, dang it.
Deja vu. Let's see. Kai seems to be on, but maybe he's just on for recording.
Guys, it's his wife's birthday. I wanted to just like quickly just mention that Danny's traveling to the States this week and Ashley as well, and I'm going to be in Mexico, so we're going to be like a little bit out, a little bit in. I'm coming back. Well, I won't be back and fully present on Friday at least, but I just wanted to mention that in case. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, same for me.
Oh, and Tommy. Okay, adding that. So, and Forrest. So just Tommy. And Magenta, I see you online. Would you like to share your one-word closing?
I don't see
Maybe
Magenta.
she's on mute.
I don't see her anymore, but I don't know. Did
don't think
Mateo
she's-
go?
Okay.
He did.
I think everyone has gone. Thanks, you guys, so much for your time on this call. If there's any further discussions or questions that arise, you can always post in the scheduling or the appropriate channel on Discord. I wish you all a very happy Sunday, February 21st, and I'm sending you lots of love from the States.
Much love, everybody. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.